Then I let me in the door. Then I gave your boy a chance, now the youngin' finna blow. It's a shame finna put the game in the figure four. Youngin' fresh from out that bottom.
Yo, welcome back to my channel. Before we get into it, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, man. You ain't gotta like, you ain't gotta comment, but I do appreciate it if you did something if you're new. Now, in this video, I'm gonna be talking about Attack on Titan manga in particular. I'm gonna be talking about the new leaked images for Attack on Titan manga volume 34, and also talking about if there will be a sequel to Attack on Titan. New leaked images from Attack on Titan manga volume 34 just came out not too long ago. And like I said in my last video, I don't know if these leaks are real or not, and believe me when I say this, I would love for them to be fake. But just knowing all the leaks that are coming out for Attack on Titan volume 34 comes from a very reliable source, the same person who leaked everything from chapter 139. And just like how we all thought that all those leaks that were coming out for chapter 139 just seemed way too unbelievable and then they ended up being real, this is probably the same situation. Now, the first leaked image from Attack on Titan manga volume 34 that I want to talk about is the Ymir and Mikasa's conversation. Now, most of these leaked images are blurred out, and just because they are blurred out does not mean that they're fake, because the same thing happened for chapter 139. Now, in my last video, I had said that Mikasa and Ymir's conversation had to take place right after Ymir is being shown smiling at Mikasa killing Eren and then kissing him. But now that we can actually see how the panel looked, Mikasa and Ymir's conversation takes place right before Mikasa brings Eren's head toward Armin. For all of the leaks that did come out for Attack on Titan manga volume 34, this is the one leak that I truly believe was real, because in chapter 138 we see Ymir smiling at Mikasa killing Eren and then kissing him, and then chapter 139 comes around and we don't even see what happens to Ymir at all. So you mean to tell me that this bitch just smiled and disappeared? So I am glad that we are going to see what happens to Ymir in the 8 pages that are going to be added to Attack on Titan manga volume 34. The one thing that I'm still skeptical about this particular leak is the additional background. Based off the leaks, we all know that the king had died instead of Ymir. In my last video, I said that this could be alluding to the fact that it was indeed a time reset. And then I also said that a time reset would explain a lot of things in the story of Attack on Titan. And if that is something that Ymir truly did in order to protect the king, then that just shows the love that she has for the king, because she did that out of her own free will. She wasn't ordered to do that at all. She did it because she wanted to do it. Just like how she saved Zeke, she did it because she wanted to do it. We all know that Zeke resembled the king a lot, so it makes sense on why she wanted to save Zeke out of her own free will. So Ymir showing Mikasa that the king had actually died back then could be alluding to a time reset, or it could be just Ymir showing Mikasa a widow. Like her not jumping in front of the spear in order to protect the king is just something that she's thinking about. Like, what if I never sacrificed myself for the king? Instead of him, I would have been with the kids. I would have never gone to the Titan Pass, and I wouldn't need anybody to come save me or free me from my 2,000-year-long agony for loving the king. So her never sacrificing herself in order to protect the king is probably just something that she's thinking about, you know? Or it could be alluding to a time reset, which is something that I truly would love, but to be honest, it's probably just her thinking about this shit, so I'm gonna go with that. As much as I love the idea of a time reset, because it would explain a lot of things, like how Eren got the power in the first place, but it just makes more sense that Ymir is having a what-if moment. Now, the second and third leaked images that I want to talk about is Mikasa visiting Eren's grave with her family. Now, if these leaked images are real, even though I don't like it, I understand what Isayama is trying to do with Mikasa showing up to Eren's grave with her family. Because if she were to show up by herself, knowing that she is still wearing the scarf that Eren had wrapped around her, it would have just shown that she did not move on from Eren. But making her visit Eren's grave with her family is like, look, I moved on, but I did not forget about you and everything that you sacrificed for me. And according to the leaks, everything that Eren had ever sacrificed for this bitch is for nothing. Now, what I don't like, even though I understand it, I just don't like the fact that she's showing up with her whole entire family to visit Eren. I feel like it's just doing too much. Like, okay, you showed up with John and the baby. That's cool. It's fucked up, but it's cool. But now it's like, bitch, you done showed up with your whole entire family. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you're bringing your family to visit somebody who you've been in love with for your entire life. And knowing the things that Eren said in chapter 139, he also feels the same way about Mikasa. Like, why are you bringing your whole entire family to visit Eren's grave? It does not make sense. Now, if Eren would have never said what he said in chapter 139, and knowing that Mikasa did call Eren family when he asked her, what am I to you? then yeah, it would have been cool. But no, they both want to be with each other. I don't know. It just feels really weird. I don't know. It feels weird. Now, the fourth and fifth leaked image that I want to talk about is a child who resembles Mikasa who finds Eren's tree. And somehow, Eren's tree now resembles Ymir's original tree. And just like Ymir's tree, the power of the Titans lay dormant inside of Eren's tree. And then it shows an image of Eren's head molded inside the tree. So I'm guessing Eren will be or somewhat like the parasite for his tree. If this shit is real, I predict predicted this shit a long time ago. 9 months ago to be exact. I had made a video of me explaining my theory on Eren possibly being the parasite reincarnated. That video that I made 9 months ago was based off of chapter 122 or chapter 123, when the parasite exposed itself in order to save Eren. At that point in time, Eren was the only person that we could compare to that parasite. And if these leaks are real, then obviously he's the only person that we can still compare to the parasite. Now, the reason why I got the idea that Eren might have been the parasite reincarnated is because throughout the whole entire series, you're given little hints. Eren is always found asleep under his tree. The parasite was found under its tree. If you go back to season 3 of part 1, Eren had drunk the spinal fluid called Armor. Doing that gave him the ability to completely harden his Titan body. After saving the scouts, Mikasa tries to call out to Eren, and Eren is shown asleep upside down inside his Titan, but he is conscious at the same time. Now, this could have foreshadowed his founded Titan form, but even his founded Titan form resembles the parasite. And you can even say that Ymir's founded Titan form kind of resembles the parasite. But Eren's founded Titan form resembles the parasite a lot more. You know? So like I said, at that time, Eren was the only one that you could compare to the parasite. And he still is if this leak is real. And if this leak is indeed real, then that means that Eren is doing the same thing the parasite was doing to stay alive, which is living off the tree. And what I mean by that, the tree was the parasite's undying body until Ymir comes along. Going off the leaks, Eren is molded into the tree. And if he's alive, then that means that he's doing the same thing that the parasite did in order to survive, which is living off the tree. So the tree is Eren's undying body. Eren had did the same thing when he first transformed into his founded Titan. Eren only stored his head inside the founded Titan, leaving his body on Paradise Island. But the thing is, his founded Titan was now his new body, which is how he was still alive. He was living off of his Titan body. It's like he was the parasite and his Titan was his undying body. That shit crazy, right? Knowing all that, that is why I believe that this particular leak is probably fucking real, because it's already foreshadowed. So it makes a lot of sense if it does come true. Now, the only thing that I don't get is, how do Eren's tree grow to resemble Ymir's tree? And now that I'm saying that, I got an idea, right? If you go back to the first season when Eren protects Armin and Mikasa from cannon fire, after Eren transforms, Armin looked down and he sees that a flower appeared out of nowhere. And then he says, how did it get there? My guess is that when Eren transformed, the power of the Titans that was sent from the past didn't just come into contact with Eren. It also made contact with the ground. So the flowers obviously absorbed the power of the Titans, which sped up the growth. The flowers didn't just magically appear there. It was always there. It just wasn't grown yet. So knowing that, I'm pretty sure Eren's tree is doing the same thing. Basically absorbing Eren's power of the Titans to grow to resemble Ymir's original tree. That is the only thing that I can think of. Now, the thing is, how the fuck is Eren's tree doing that if the power of the Titan is supposed to be gone, right? Now, I went back to chapter 139, and it's something that I noticed, right? And I don't know how I didn't notice. I think I was just too busy trying to figure out why the fuck Eren said he don't know why he did it. But I went back to chapter 139, and after everything went back to normal, I noticed that everybody's Titan markings were gone, except for Eren's. Isayama, I figured your ass out. This motherfucker thought he can outsmart me. What if Eren didn't really get rid of the power of the Titans, and all he did was take the power of the Titans away from his friends and stored it inside of him? And if you think about it, this was kind of foreshadowed. If you go back to chapter 133, Armin had asked Kid Eren why is he allowing them to use the power of the Titans, as if he can just take the fucking power of the Titans away from them. What if that is what Eren did? So he didn't really get rid of the power of the Titans. He just took the shit from his friends and stored it inside of him. So Armin and Reiner and Annie and the rest of them were normal fucking Eldians, but Eren is still a fucking Titan shifter, which would explain why he still have Titan markings and nobody else does. Isayama, you motherfucker. You thought you fucking had me. He thought he really had me, like, for real. Knowing that Eren still has the power of the Titans, Mikasa will then bury Eren under the same tree that he always falls asleep under. By Eren being buried under his tree, the tree has now came into contact with the power of the Titans. So it's absorbing Eren's power of the Titan, which is why Eren's tree grew to look like Ymir's original tree. So after absorbing the power of the Titans, the tree will then give life back to Eren, keeping Eren alive for enough time so that the mysterious kid who resembles Mikasa can wander inside the tree and come into contact with Eren. To be honest, that's gonna be a creepy ass fucking scene. Like, this motherfucker might just open his fucking eyes and like, bro, that shit gonna be creepy as hell. But Eren will then give this mysterious kid who resembles Mikasa the power of the Titans. Now, I don't know if he's gonna give them all to him, or maybe just the ones that Eren already had, which is the Founder Titan, Attack Titan, and the Warhammer Titan. But Eren will give him the power of the Titans, and after that, Eren should do the same thing that Ymir did, which is escape to the fucking past, where time and death does not exist. To be honest, that's probably how the fuck Eren stayed alive after getting beheaded by Mikasa. He probably escaped to the past like I fucking said he would. If that is true, I fucking predicted that shit too. Oh my fucking gosh, bro. So Eren will take Ymir's place as the founder of the past. And the funny thing about it is that if that shit come true, I had already predicted Eren being the new founder of the past. I said that shit a long time ago. I said in one of my prediction videos, if you look at chapter 133 and how Eren was in the same state as Ymir, I said that low key, Eren is like the second founder of the past. And it would be funny as hell if Eren was just waiting for Ymir to be free just so he can take our place. And to be honest, if that does happen, it makes a lot of sense because it was already foreshadowed. If you go back to chapter 120, Eren had finally woke up inside the past. And when he turned around, he seen his brother Zeke in chains, foreshadowing that he will become a slave to the Titan paths. And after Eren had freed Ymir, the one question that everybody had was who the fuck was still creating the Titans? And then it turned out to be fucking Zeke. That's another thing that I predicted too. I said that shit in one of my explain videos a long time ago. And I mean a long fucking time ago. Like around like 9 months ago, if anything. But Zeke being the slave to the Titan paths was already fucking foreshadowed. Now after Eren betrayed Zeke then put Eren in the same chains that he was in. Which is another foreshadowing. And if the leaks are true, then Eren will most likely become the new founder of the past, but he will be a slave to it. The only difference is that he might be involved more than what Ymir did, because Ymir only got involved later on. Like, don't get me wrong, she was definitely behind everything, but she wasn't revealed until later on. Now, for Eren, if he does become the new founder of the past, then he will be involved really, really early on, because he knows that he's free. He gonna be like, bitch, I'm back. Like, I'm trying to fight you, bitch. Like I said before, I will give Isayama the benefit of the doubt. I feel like he knows that he fucked up. And I feel like he knows that he fucked up a long time ago. And him doing a sequel will be him trying to fix everything that he did wrong with Attack on Titan. Isayama couldn't give us the ending that he wanted because his editor did not like his original ending. And because of the fact that his editor did not like the original ending, he had to completely revamp his whole entire chapter. And then after revamping chapter 139, he had way too many pages for the magazine. So he had to go back and cut a lot of shit out. Which is why we don't see Ymir and Mikasa's conversation. That shit was cut out. And if it did happen, it happened off camera. And he also cut out a lot of things that was going to lead into the sequel of Attack on Titan. Which is probably why a lot of shit didn't make sense. Even the leaks for the additional pages didn't make sense. Like how the power of the Titans didn't disappear. But in this video, I had explained how Eren basically just stripped his friends of the power of the Titans and stored them inside of him, or just took them bitches away, which is something that he been could have fucking did a long time ago, Isayama. But I truly feel like Isayama didn't have enough time, and what I mean by that is him not having enough time to flourish everything out like how he wanted. Everything is there, it's just that it's not flourished out correctly. Like the fact that I can piece all this shit together and make some sense of these leaks and shit like that, and kind of give you an idea on how the sequel might be if the sequel is real, that should tell you that everything is right there. It's just not completely flourished out, you know? It's not flourished out correctly. But this is the end of the video. You ain't gotta like, you ain't gotta comment, but I do appreciate it if you did something, if you new. And I'm out, bruh.